Hey guys, I am spectating a Korean client game right now, or about to be, and gonna do a little commentary. I'm gonna be mainly focusing on MVP Dandy playing Jax, and I'm a little late to this, but laning just started, so we should be able to see most of it. So it's Jax versus Renekton top. Jax started with a flask and potions, and it looks like a ward as well. Renekton's a tough early laner, and Jax is just looking to survive at this point. As you can see, he's down a level because Renekton's pushing a little bit harder, bullying the lane. Not a big deal. And the flask is his choice, because not only does he get the health sustain, but he also gets a lot of mana sustain. And Jax burns through mana pretty quick, especially if you're forced to use leap just to get last hits, or if you're forced to use stun just to secure a couple last hits. So right here, this is a dangerous spot for any top laner when they have multiple waves push in on your tower and they're 1 to 2 levels ahead of you. A lot of times what you'll see is top laners just dive the turret right there, and they'll just focus on trying to trade the kill. And while you might think trading a kill is not good if you're ahead, the reason it's good there, if you were to do it, is a little bit different since the jungler showed up. But if you were to trade there, Jax would lose 1 to 2 waves of CS. And they both get a kill, but then Jax comes back to lane, a level or 2 down, a lot of CS down, and the lane is pretty much won because it's already shoving back towards the Renekton. So a lot of times you'll see top laners asking just for the jungle to be nearby at that point so he can counter if it's a turret dive or even if it's a gank. So they're kind of doing 2v2 top right now. Jax just wants to get that pushed out, get all that experience, and probably go buy. Look at the CS, he's down about 12 to Renekton. Renekton's going to stay and push this cannon wave all the way up. And yeah, see, that forces Jax to stay. He can't miss that whole cannon wave. This is dangerous for him, although Renekton is fairly low. And it looks like both junglers stayed as well. Not surprising. And Renekton might have bit off more than he can chew here. We'll see. Jarvan's also getting a little risky. Ooh. Lisa needs to hit that Q. Oh, he's going to get the double. Oh, he missed the Q. He still probably will get it, though. Jax has no mana. And that's pretty unfortunate for the Jax there. He was just looking to farm that wave safely under turret, but his jungler baited him. And he probably should have just ran when he initially saw Jarvan go too far, but because of that, he's going to be significantly behind at this point. He went double Dorans, got another ward. I think he already had that potion. Might have got another potion, I'm not sure. But either way, Renekton's going back with 51 CS and 1900 gold. I'm guessing Brutalizer, boots maybe? Or he could go defensive. He could go... Yeah, there's a Brutalizer. We'll see what's he have. He's 600. I'm not sure what he's thinking of. Oh, he goes Brutalizer Dorans, ward pots. Oops. So this is gonna be a tough lane now for Jax.
Blue team double kill.
Jax is one of those laners that doesn't necessarily have a strong early lane, but he just naturally scales really well with levels and becomes very hard to deal with even if he's a bit behind. And it looks like he kept up on levels after pushing that in. Renekton's about to hit 7, so he's a little bit behind, but not too bad. He's going to try to steal his blue. This is a good thing you can do if you're a top laner on the purple side. You definitely want to make sure it's not warded, but if you can get there right when it spawns, it's a pretty easy take usually. And this was kind of odd because Jax did it while losing the lane. But if you're winning top on purple side, pushing in hard, keeping them at turret, it's definitely something you can do. And that's one way to influence the rest of the map without having to leave your lane much. It really hurts the mid laners not to get blue, especially that first blue. Not first blue of the game, but first blue that they usually get, the 7-minute one. If they come back to lane without that and the other laner has that, they can really get pushed around. So you see Jax doesn't want to deal with their Renekton right now. So he's just going to let this wave push back into his turret, and he's just going to take some jungle camps to try to keep up. Top lane is pretty brutal. If you fall behind even just a little bit, and you're a melee versus a melee, you're forced to fight them for the most part. And one part about being a good top laner is not dying when you don't need to. And Jax figured he was probably going to die if he went and tried to CS with that Renekton there. So played it safe, got the blue, got a little bit of jungle, waited for the turret or waited for the wave to push in, and now he should be okay. He's still a little scared, as you can see, and he wants to go buy another item. Though Renekton's being very patient. The thing about this is that Jax is full enough health that he's going to be able to get away if Renekton all-ins him. He just can't stand and trade at the moment. That might change with time, we'll see. And he popped his ult, they both popped their ult. Yeah, this is a battle Jax cannot fight, and he might actually die here. I think he's dead. Yep, see, got a little too brave. And Renekton didn't really have to do much there. Just ignite him, pop his ult, cast a couple spells, and he was dead. So the Jax did a great job of playing safe, but then got a little bit greedy. Renekton hid in that bush, came out, farmed the wave, and just died. And they'll probably lose top turret for that now. The game overall, as you can see, is pretty even. 1k gold. Other lanes are trading kills, it seems like. But this top has turned into kind of a stomp. Renekton is 201, 87 CS, whereas Jax is 0-2, 53 CS. So, big advantage for the Renekton. He went home, got boots, and an actual whole Giant's belt. Whereas Jax is moving towards a Phage, it looks like. But he's even further behind now. Although now he does have a safe farm for a while if he can freeze this wave. And you'll look for Renekton to make a play elsewhere. As you can see, he's roaming down bot. They'll probably try to force a dragon off this. Not much the purple team can do. Another general rule as a top laner, if you take that turret early, it's generally not going to be safe to push all the way up and farm up here with the second turret. So you try to roam and make plays elsewhere. You can go mid, try to set up a kill. An easy thing to do is what this Renekton just did. You come down, force the dragon. It's a 5v4 if the other team wants to fight it. You can also gank bot. That's a little bit more of a commitment, but you can do it if you're someone that has good engage or really high damage. Like a Malphite could gank bot, although a Malphite's not likely to take an early turret. And see, this Renekton wants to dive, but they knew what they were doing. They got a ward in that bush. And the only thing about that roaming is you do want to eventually move back towards top. This Jax is doing a good job of freezing, but either way, the wave is still going to come back out this way. And a lot of times people won't do as good of a job freezing, and the wave will come back soon. You don't want to miss the gigantic wave that comes back to your turret, because that's usually 2 or 3 waves of creeps. And missing that will lead to a situation where you're no longer even in the lead. But Renekton was able to get a kill, bot. He actually got his team 2 kills. Now this Twitch is greedy and got another assist. So that roam was definitely worth it. They got the dragon and a couple kills. Very impactful for his team. As you can see, they're not taking buffs away. Completely controlling the bottom side of the map. Jax is free farming, but he's so far behind, he's still not caught up to Renekton CS. And Renekton's going to head back top. He has over 1,000 gold to spend. Probably get I'd say just a chain vest. Yeah, he's working towards that Sunfire. And now he's heading back top, just in time for this triple wave of creeps. Miss a little, but not too bad. So this was good for Jax, in a sense. He caught up a little bit, but it was definitely hard on his team. And in his position, there's not a lot you can do. You just warn your team Renekton's coming. Sometimes it might be worth it to counter, but generally you don't want to force the 5v5 when you're already behind. And now he's trying to roam out because he knows it's going to be unsafe to farm for a couple waves. But his team is so behind that there's not a whole lot he can do. And it didn't help that he took 2 big Nidalee spears. So you see, he's just trying to get whatever farm he can. Probably has a good amount of gold on him. Yeah, he has about 1,300. So now the wave's back pushed. He's going to go back top, get his wave. Once the turret's down top lane, it kind of becomes this informal, just kind of almost like a tennis match. They just serve it back and forth, the waves to each other. Obviously the top laner that's winning will take a fight if he gets one, but a good top laner like this Jax is just gonna avoid fights, farm when it's safe, and otherwise go farm jungle or try to gank. And you see Renekton went bottom again, just kind of continuing the tennis match, although Jax might be able to get the turret off that. Renekton did get a kill, and they'll probably get bot turret, so it's at worst a trade, which isn't bad. Nidalee's rotating up. This is kind of a rule for a mid laner. If you see top lane getting pushed hard like that, you should go rotate up to save the turret. You also get a ton of farm, so something to keep in mind as mid laner. But I don't think Nidalee will be able to stop it. Oh, she might. Oh, I think she will. Jax is gonna die now. Oh, maybe not. She has Ignite. Oh, she doesn't have Ignite, but he should be dead, yeah. So he riskily finished that turret off. I think he was pretty much willing to concede his life if it came to that, because there was no way he was going to survive. His only hope was to all in the Nidalee, but he tried to run, which definitely wasn't going to work. You can't really escape a Nidalee, especially with that much room. So you see the blue team is kind of snowballing all that stuff that happened. They got all the tier 1s now. And this is just I'm not sure, this might be a scrim, but it's not a competitive formal game, so they might not group as hard as they otherwise would, but you should see them do some form of grouping, split pushing, something fairly soon. If you're ahead as a team and you take all those tier 1s, you need to take advantage of it. You can try to ward out their jungle, clear their wards, take their jungle away, take objectives like dragon, take their buffs. You can group and push a tier 2, and you can do something, because otherwise you're just kind of pushing the farm up and letting them farm safely. Ooh, Veigar, will he get outplayed? Doesn't look like Ezreal wants to follow. So this Jax is continuing his kind of just AFK farming top. Meanwhile, Renekton is continuing his domination of the map. 2 more kills. He now has a Sunfire on top of that Brutalizer. He got some Merc Treads. He's tanky and he does a lot of damage. So now Jax is trying to enter the fight. He actually got good damage down on Renekton. And he'll get the shutdown on that, which is worth it there. Twitch tries to run away. Does he have Blade? No, he's dead. Nice kiting by Twitch, but there's no way he was going to survive that. Oh, let's see if the Veigar can make some plays. Wow, that Veigar. That does not look like a top level Korean player. That was pretty outplay, but anyways, we'll focus on the Jax again. So you got a Triforce. New Triforce is a very strong item. The Spellblade on the Triforce does 200% base attack as the bonus. So basically, it's like a big crit in a sense. I guess you don't get your total attack damage, but someone like Jax that casts a ton of spells constantly in combination with auto attacks is gonna pretty much benefit perfectly from that. It's also really strong on Ezreal now, but I don't think Ezreal's will go away from Iceborne Gauntlet just yet. It's just too good of a kiting item, and the armor gives you a lot of protection, but it's definitely an option. So it looks like blue team's going for Dragon. Jax is still continuing his farming. He's hoping to get to a point where he can carry this game, but it's not looking very likely. So what is he? Level 13. So he's actually a higher level than Renekton now. But Renekton is still pretty far ahead gold-wise. 7,700 to 59. So he's almost 2,000 gold up. And that's because while he left top lane, he was able to get kills around the map. He's still farming waves. Now he's pushing bot. He's been dominating this game, whereas the Jax is kind of just hoping to farm so much that he hard carries it later in the game. And Jax is the type of champion that can do that. He's a very strong late game champion, but he's not at a really scary level yet. 150 farm at 20 minutes is almost even below average. It's not terrible if you're combining it with other stuff, but he only has 1 kill, no assist, so he's definitely behind despite his efforts to farm up. With the Triforce double Dorns, he will do a lot of damage now, so if he catches a squishy, they should go down. But I don't think he can deal with someone like Renekton yet, and he definitely can't jump into the team and take 1 or 2 out before dying like a Jax can later in the game. He's still looking to farm up, going to get that wave.
Rampage.
Veigar died again somehow. Not really sure what that Vigar's doing. Oh wow, they're getting outplayed pretty hard here. There's the Jax. The Twitch is also playing pretty well. Ooh. Oh man.
Killing spree.
Well, that's a 4-for-1 ace.
Double team's turret has been destroyed.
And they're down 12k now. Yep, that's a surrender. So there wasn't a ton of top laning to go over there, but got an idea, and especially showed just how hard top lane can snowball. You get that tower down, and Renekton did what good top laners do and roam the map and win the game instead of AFK pushing top past the turret and getting ganked and complaining. That is another way to play. You can constantly pressure that turret, but what Renekton did was smart, and it worked very well. And that'll be it.